You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Now your hosts, Cody Pennick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey loves, the cavalry's arrived. It's time for your favorite geek and pop culture show, Nerd Overload. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
I'm Josh.
Oh man, we have a great show for you this week. A lot of news to go over, a lot of comic book news, which I'm super excited about.
Woo!
But first, let's get into some things we've been checking out.
Let's see here. Last Friday, I picked up all 3 Witcher games
Oh, nice.
on Super Sale.
Never a bad choice.
No.
Yeah, I've heard the combat gets better with the later ones. I'm not really digging
It
the
does.
combat in the first Witcher.
In the first one, it's like bad Diablo, and then it gets more action-y as it
Yeah,
goes.
I've been playing it like over the shoulder, even with the bad Diablo controls. Kind of weird.
It's just about like clicking at the right time.
Yeah, I'm noticing that.
It's not super thrilling, but the rest of the game makes up for it.
And then I punched out a bunch of dudes in a bar, having a fisticuffs tournament.
Nice.
Nice.
I don't know. I like it. The world seems interesting.
I love the world and all the side stuff you can do, and the characters are interesting.
Yeah. Now, The Witcher, it's based on like a novel
Yeah.
Polish
series,
novel,
right?
Yeah.
And I hear the second and third games get closer to the novel.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Especially the third one, because he gets his memory back. The first 2 games, he's lost his memory, so it kind of gives the writers like a clean slate to work with a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not terribly deep in it because, my other Check It Out came out.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that was mine too.
Okay.
We'll get into that later.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've been really hankering for like a new like fantasy series to play. And I know it's not new, but it's new to me.
It's new to you. I like it better than like the Elder Scrolls games. I think it's got more going on.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. I haven't played The Witcher. I don't know. But...
It's kind of got like this weird like sort of sci-fi, sort of fantasy kind of thing going on.
What's sci-fi about it?
Oh, they use the word mutagen a lot.
Well, it's because he drinks a lot of weird potions.
Yeah, I get that.
Like seriously, that's part of the thing he does. He's got his body's like weird, so he can drink a bunch of weird potions to change its attributes.
Nice.
That's
nice.
what Witchers do. They mix a lot of potions, drink a lot of potions, and then go hunt monsters.
They drank a lot of drank.
Yeah.
Oh, and then collecting risque cards for, conquest of not the monster kind. The graphics in the first one are a bit dated, and like that is like close up on his face, and I'm like, ooh, stop looking at me. Stop it.
Yeah.
Geralt, no.
Yeah, Geralt kills a lot of monsters and he has a lot of sex.
He's Kratos. But he doesn't seem as much. He's more personable than Kratos.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
He's not like all like kill all the gods. My family's dead.
My favorite thing about The Witcher 3 is that when you get put on some inane side quest, he's just as like annoyed by it as the player is.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
some old lady will be like, "Find my frying pan. I can't find it." And he's like, "Oh, really?"
Oh, that's great.
Like the world feels real and alive, which sounds really cliche when talking about video games, but it really does for The Witcher.
Oh, cool.
Like it feels like it makes you want to keep playing because you're like, well, I want to know more about this thing.
Yeah. And the side quests are just as interesting, even though I use that example of the frying pan one. It's just as interesting as any of the main quests.
Oh, okay.
That you go into a locked house to get this frying pan, and there's a corpse there, and you can figure out why. Like, they're all really well written and just as intriguing as the main storyline is.
Cool.
Unlike something like, say, Dragon Age 3, where it's just they just threw up a bunch of garbage on a map for you to go find.
Yeah.
Yep.
Witcher's good.
which are real good.
You could probably roll right into 3 without playing 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you bought it, so...
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I'm not
not
saying you should, because 2 is really good. I'm just
I
saying...
can't do that. I can't just jump into the middle
Yeah.
of a series. I have to play. The whole reason I haven't played BioShock Infinite is because I haven't beaten 2 yet.
Oh, man, 2's not even by the same...
I know it's not very good, but
No,
can't.
it is. It's a great game. It's an amazing game.
I don't know. It's all the things I really hated at the end from the first BioWatch or
BioWatch.
BioWatch.
Oh my God, I'm turning.
I'm just saying for anybody listening out there, if you
Bye.
don't want to bother with the first 2, you could probably jump into the third and be okay.
Okay.
The new DLCs drop soon. The Blood and Wine.
Cool. That sounds like a alternative folk band's like debut album.
Yeah, it kind of does that.
Geralt and the White Wolves.
Blood and wine.
Blood and wine.
Trademarked. Do not steal.
Just Geralt with a banjo on the cover.
Yennefer and Triss with something.
With just a bass drum.
Yeah, they're the Ting Tings. Well, not with a banjo.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of that Mumford and Son music video with Jason Sudeikis and.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's a good one. Yep, that's a good one.
That's I will wait. Yep,
It's one of my favorite music videos.
it's the best.
Yep. Anyway,
I've never seen it.
we'll watch it during the break. It's good. It's good stuff.
Do we want to get to the elephant in the room?
There's an elephant in here?
Oh yeah, it's a big elephant. It's a multi-international task force elephant.
21 Heroes elephant.
Okay, we'll get to it. Here it is. I watched Angry Birds.
That is the
Yep.
elephant in the room.
Everybody was waiting with bated breath.
Edge of their seat.
What
Yeah.
did you think of Angry Birds the movie?
It was the definition of average. There was nothing. It hit every children's movie with
Cliche.
stuff with things thrown in for the adults in the room. It hit every single cliche. They made jokes about of the same caliber of a Shrek 4.
It sounds
Just-
like the Minions movie.
Draws a lot of parallels to that. The pigs, I truly believe that they designed those pig villains as minion stand-ins. They're very goofy along the same lines. The voice acting, everything is just fine. There's really nothing to it.
fine.
There was one spot that made me kind of chuckle. And it's based the last third of the movie is just them playing the game. It's the birds trying to get into the pig city because the pigs have stolen the birds' eggs, and they're using a giant slingshot to try to get to the castle. And all of the birds do their own special attacks, like the white one shoots fireworks out of its butt, and the black one blows up, and the red one is really fast, and there's a boomerang. It's just the game.
I heard that's the only really good part.
And it is. It really is. But they also introduce, okay, so if you're playing the game and there's a level you can't get past, you can buy the Mighty Eagle, right?
Yeah.
And it just auto beats the level, right? Well, Mighty Eagle is a character in this movie, and he is like the town's protector. He's the only bird that can fly on his own. And it's this giant... He's all the statues you see of the character. He's all buff and everything. And of course, they find him at the top of a mountain, and he's a big fat guy. He's let himself go. And it's funny because it's voiced by Peter Dinklage. The largest,
He does have a pretty epic voice.
by far, head and shoulders taller than every other character in the movie, mountainous, and it's voiced by Peter Dinklage. And two, he's going through and he's showing all of the main three characters, all of his trophies and awards and stuff, and he's walking through his trophy hall, and one of the things he has trophied is just a framed copy of Hotel California by the Eagles.
That's pretty funny.
That made
That's a
me
good
laugh.
joke.
That was a good joke. But other than these very slight bits of good jokes here and there, there's nothing to it. There is just the basest of stories and just the definition. Not bad. It's not bad. If you have a kid, take your kid to see it. There are much worse ways you can spend an hour and 35 minutes. And it's not like there's any down points. There's no scenes that would be trimmed out or anything like that. It's not like they're stretching for anything. It was perfectly okay.
I'm glad we can have video game movies now that are okay.
That are just okay.
And not just terrible.
Maybe one day we'll have one that's actually good, but at least we've hit okay.
Yeah. There was one scene that kind of threw me a little bit, and I know what they were going for, but let me describe this. Okay, so the pigs roll in, and at first they're to this bird island, and they're like, oh, hey, we're your buddies. We're just from a neighboring island. We want to meet you, whatever.
We come in peace.
Exactly. We come in peace. And so the birds are all, chumming up with them because every bird on the island is happy and friendly except for Red because he's been
an angry bird.
He's an angry bird and has been sent to Angry Bird counseling. It's where he meets his other two cohorts, Bomb and Chuck the yellow one. Chuck the yellow one and Bomb the bomb guy. Anyway,
Bomb the Bomb. Well, creative name there, Rovio.
Yeah, so the first time they actually... Well, his name was Bruce or something, but everyone just calls him Bomb because he blows up. Surprise, surprise. Anyway, so the pigs are, they're...
hanging out.
They're just hanging out, being friendly and everything, and all of a sudden they catch a glimpse of the eggs for the first time. And the main pig has this, fantasy sequence where he's taking this egg out on a very romantic date and, dribbling wine over, feeding it wine and, doing all this stuff, which it's cute, it's funny, until you take a second to think they have previously established in the movie that those eggs are babies, not like they treat them as, the birds treat them as babies, not like as,
Not like his eggs that they sit on? Or,
right, no, they are the babies. So if you think about it, that pig was romancing a child, and that's kind of weird. Also,
that's why the pigs are evil.
Also, the pig's main goal is to eat all of the eggs, which again, the eggs are babies. They are
coming
babies.
to eat all their babies.
They're coming to eat all of the birds' babies. Yeah. If you think about it for half a second, it kind of falls apart. But it's a kid's movie. You don't think about it. Sorry, I hijacked your Overwatch talk. Go ahead. Start talking about Overwatch.
No, that was probably better than Overwatch that we've already talked about on the show, actually.
Yeah.
But it came out on Monday.
Yeah.
And I've pretty much
early.
Played it on and off like constantly since it came out because it's amazing.
Yeah, I can't stop.
That's what I keep hearing.
It's a sickness.
Yeah. That's why I'm not going to pick it up because one, it's a first-person shooter and I suck at those like real bad. But two, I would play it and not want to stop.
Like, it's weird because you see like pretty much the same 4 characters every match, just about. And there aren't a lot of maps and there aren't really a lot of game modes. But
DLC.
I'll bet they don't. I'll bet they don't charge for it.
Probably not.
They already charged $60 for the game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be a Splatoon.
And there's supposed to be more heroes coming. So anyway,
yeah.
For some reason, it's just every match is so different that I don't get bored.
Cool.
Yeah, and I don't play it like nonstop. I'll play like 3 or 4 matches, then go away, then come back later. It's a good drop in, drop out kind of game.
Cool. Very cool. It's like how I was with Splatoon for that week I played Splatoon. And that's the other thing I'm worried about. If I buy this game in a week, I'm going to move on to something else.
Well, that's what I do with every game. Yeah. Although I can see myself sticking around for Overwatch, actually, because I stuck around with Team Fortress for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Team
more or
Fortress
less
was my horse there for a good long time.
I would go out on a limb and say it's better than Team Fortress, though.
Really?
The heroes are more interesting.
Sure, yeah.
You can switch heroes mid-match, or can you do that in Team Fortress?
You could.
Oh, well, this is based more around that, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like evolving to a situation or a matchup.
Yeah.
Like, this team is nothing but, Torbjorns. Well, you're basically screwed at that point. But...
Well, then switch to Genji and reflect all those turret bullets right back at the turrets. Like,
if you can.
Yeah.
Get good or get dead.
Well, cool. I'm glad it's out and I'm glad it's good.
Plus, the world's this good.
Yeah.
Like, apparently there's a graphic novel out there, and I have to find it now.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's out yet or not.
Yeah,
but...
you shared that link with me the other day, and their backstory does seem very deep and very comic booky, which I'm way into.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just that bit about them somebody's trying to steal this item called the Doom Fist.
Yeah, that's
it was very comic booky because whoever
book.
has the Doom Fist becomes the supervillain Doom Fist. Like,
nice.
This sounds like a comic book.
Now, does that mean a character called Doomfist is going to show up eventually?
Maybe. I could see it happening.
Oh, be kind of like their robot invasion mode or something.
Or what if they get alternate costumes where everyone is like their Doomfist costume?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Doomfist Wisdom would be amazing. Or Doomfist Reinhardt, because he's a giant nightman with a giant hammer.
Yeah.
Also, I know, Cody, you saw the link. Josh, did you see it? Did you do a Google search for Chinese Overwatch?
No, I didn't look at that.
Oh, man.
There's a Chinese knockoff that looks almost exactly the same.
It's like Time of Titans or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, jeez.
And a lot of those sprites, they're just like ripped off, like whole hog.
Speaking of whole hog, there's just Roadhog, except he doesn't have a tattoo on his belly.
And some of the characters are two of the characters like mashed up together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
weird.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that League of Legends knockoff that had like Shrek in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, people in China, they get ballsy sometimes.
Well, copyright is a gray area in China.
Yeah, they don't have the same copyright laws.
Yeah. And this Time of Titans or whatever it is, it's an iOS app.
Yeah.
It's
Of
it's an
course
iPad.
it is.
It's an iPad game.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So
I've seen Warcraft knockoffs. I've seen all kinds of stuff. It's goofy. I tell you what's weird is like all the little like hidden thingies that are in the Overwatch levels.
There's tons of Blizzard references all throughout the game.
Oh yeah, there's a freaking ramen shop in the one Japanese level that it has a Murloc as a freaking mascot.
Yeah, and if you shoot the Murloc on the sign, it makes the little gurgle noise that
Oh, does
Murlocs
it?
make. Yeah.
I saw the Horde symbol carved on a wall in Egypt. It's there. I mean,
The movie studio in Hollywood's called Goldshire Pictures.
yep. And Diva herself is the top StarCraft player in the world in
Yeah,
their universe.
she's
Oh,
in
really?
lore a StarCraft player.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. I've been seeing a lot of cosplay pop up.
Well, there's a lot of good cosplay.
A lot of
yeah.
really good, and not just Tracer. Like,
Yeah,
I've
I've seen-
started to see Diva.
Yeah, Diva's real popular cosplay. Tracer is definitely super. She's pretty much the mascot.
I've seen Mia. I've seen a couple Mias.
I've seen a Mia. Yeah.
I saw a great May.
Yeah,
May,
that's-
that's what it. Yeah, sorry. I don't know the
little
character names.
Chinese environmentalist Eskimo girl with her robot
Cute
snowball.
robot, yeah. Like she had built the robot and everything. It was
Yeah.
really good.
That's cool.
I've seen a lot of Reaper cosplays, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, the
Edgelord.
edgiest of edgelords.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's actually pretty decent to play, honestly.
I like how when he runs out of ammo, he doesn't reload his guns. He just throws them down and pulls out another one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. I like
I've seen
that.
a lot of memes from that, like May yelling at him for littering, stuff like that. Oh yeah, good stuff though. Good stuff if you want to shoot people in a Pixar-ish nightmare world with a robot revolution going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aesthetic looks very similar to Big Hero 6.
Kinda.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the art style is amazing. I really like it.
They're definitely going to have an AI robot horde mode coming. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it fits in the lore.
It's in
Yeah.
the lore. I mean, it's currently still going on in the game world.
So it's only a matter of time before we get that. And I would love that too, because I love fighting AI more than I do other human
Players.
opponents because they're more predictable.
There's a really funny Easter egg in the one Russian level that I almost never get to play. You see, like in the background, you see like all these like giant Titanic war machines that's kind of walking around. If you watch one, it'll stop for like a second and kind of look toward the battlefield, and then go into like a funky little dance, and then just go back to whatever his base animation was.
That's cool. I like stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
That's neat.
Blizzard's definitely filled it with all kinds of stuff. Which that's the thing is, Blizzard's always been real good at being real meta with their
Yeah.
stuff, even though some of their games may not be the best. Or
Like what? They're all pretty good.
yeah, I mean, Diablo 3 was kind of when it first came out, but then they've since patched it,
Yeah,
and
it's
actually
still
decent.
fun.
Oh
Like-
yeah, I beat it. I didn't stop playing it until I beat it.
I never did. I made it to Act 3, I think, and then I haven't picked it up since.
I haven't played. I beat it, and then I went into nightmare mode, and then got bored.
Well, there you go.
Blizzard, you can pick up a Blizzard game and you're almost guaranteed to have a good time.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
People can hate on like Warcraft and stuff as much as they want. Blizzard's been around for a really long time. They know what they're doing.
Even Warcraft is good. I mean, if you're tired of it, you're tired of it, but it's still a good game. A lot
Yeah.
of people really enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
It's a good game, but it seems like they're starting to, and again, this is me coming at it from second and third hand, but it seems like they're starting to loop back around and like retreading old lore and old like storylines
Yeah,
and stuff.
kinda. Yeah, a little bit.
Which they're going to do anyway because the movie's coming out soon. Or
Yeah.
the,
Real
I've-
soon.
Which I've heard is not that good.
I've heard the same thing, unfortunately.
I'll watch it. I
sure.
have-
It's Duncan Jones. I'll watch it.
Oh yeah.
I heard it takes it way too seriously, which
Yeah.
Warcraft really isn't terribly serious. Like,
Yeah.
it can be if it wants to be, but there's a lot of goofy crap in there.
Yeah.
So much goofy crap.
So
I've been almost tempted to go back and play World of Warcraft because all the expansion packs are rolled together now,
Oh, they are.
except for the new one coming out.
Okay.
But you don't have to buy those anymore. They're all, if you own World of Warcraft, you own all the expansions.
That's cool.
And I've been kind of curious on what's in all these expansions I've missed since
Yeah.
like,
You want to go play as a panda man?
yeah, since like Burning Crusade was.
That was a really long
Yeah,
time ago.
yeah, that was the last time I played World of Warcraft was Burning Crusade.
Wow.
Wrath of the Lich King was my favorite expansion.
I don't
Just
know.
the storyline was good. The level design or the world design was great.
I think I played during that, but I didn't have it.
Yeah.
I have never played World of Warcraft.
You never got hooked on the war crack, huh?
No,
This-
not even once.
That might make a good video series.
Oh, really?
I've never played that.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, perfect. You mean all of our Let's Plays, basically?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
we could just bring like laptops and like shoot video.
Yeah, we could. Well, anyway, yeah. That's off mic talk.
Yeah, it might be a good show. I don't know.
I don't know. If we're done talking about Overwatch, I do have a couple more check it out
That's
so I
fine.
can roll
That's
through
fine.
just quick. I read the DC is putting out a bunch of comic books based on the Hanna-Barbera
Yes.
characters, and I read through Future Quest, the first of their like action. It was like their action animated show kind
Yeah.
of tie-ins. It was Space Ghost, Birdman, Johnny Quest. There's Galaxy Trio in there. There's Frankenstein Jr. in there. There's
Really-
Herculoids.
Really obscure pulls.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Was
The
Thundar,
deepest of
Was
cuts.
Thundar the Barbarian Hanna-Barbera?
Yeah.
Okay, I bet he was going to show up at some point. I know Mytor's in there. And this is done.
Judge my tour.
I know, that's all I
Judge
can think
Mytor.
of.
Yeah.
Harvey Birdman.
Oh, I wish Birdman's name was Harvey in this. I really
I
do.
can't look at him and not think
I
he's
know,
just
right?
Harvey
It's tough.
Birdman.
It's tough. But the first issue came out, and it is really good. Have you guys read
I
through
still
it
need
yet?
to read it. I haven't read
No,
it
it's
yet.
still sitting on my table.
Okay, I won't spoil too much of it, but it's like they looked at the Alex Toth like show Bible that they did for each one of the shows and pulled directly from the unspoken backstory of the characters and put them in this book.
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
Like Birdman is CIA agent Ray Randall, who's been hired by Falcon 7.
Silken 7.
Pilkin 7. Yeah. And they updated his costume just enough to keep it iconic, but look really good. The same with Space Ghost. He was part of a. The book opens with this entire space fleet at some undeterminate time in the past. The space fleet, like Green Lanterns almost, fighting this giant Cthulhu monster looking thing made out of energy. It's like an energy Cthulhu. And instead of Green Lantern rings, they have one small power band. And it opens with the character who will become Space Ghost talking to his general who is dying on the battlefield and gives him the general's band, which is
The big one.
And they're fighting it, and everyone's blasting, and he comes in both hands blasting, and he doesn't realize that the general's band has a force field on it, so his entire like Space Force platoon dies in the battle, and he is the only one left. And that's why, and his costume is a yellow. It looks like a cross between the Space Ghost costume with the Jan and Jace, like
Space Teens.
yellow and blue costume. Really cool. And it's interesting because he looks like a human, but his eyes are white. Like that's not a part of his hood. It's not
That's
like the
just the
Batman,
way-
like put the hood on and the eyes go white. He's just an alien with white eyes,
Huh.
and that's how they explain that.
Huh.
So really, really cool. And then it cuts to Race Bannon and Dr. Quest.
Johnny Quest and Haji flying around on jetpacks. I read like the first 3 pages.
Oh yeah, really good. And Dr. Zinn is in there briefly, which is cool. And there
It sounds like there's lots of deep cuts.
Oh, yeah, it's
lot of
all deep cuts.
Yeah, really cool. And one scene in the background, really far away, Dr. Quest has been looking at these time anomalies, these holes in space-time that have been popping up in the Florida Everglades or whatever. And
Johnny Quest stuff.
yeah, Johnny Quest stuff. And it turns out that's the remnants of this Cthulhu monster that was blown up and is slowly converging back together
Okay.
on Earth. And they're creating holes to different times and different planets.
That's why
how
everyone can
everyone is going to be able to get there. That's why Mytor is going to come from the past into the present and all of this
The
stuff.
Herculoids.
The Hercules. Actually, I was going to say that a lot of the holes finally pop up all at once, and in the background you see Igu has somehow gotten into not Igu, the Gleep or Gloop, the blob guy.
Yeah.
I always want to call Igu, who is the rock monkey. I always want to call the blobs Igu.
Because
Yeah.
it's got goo
It has
in
goo in it. It makes sense, but no,
Yeah.
Igu's the rock monkey.
I don't remember what the gelatinous creatures from the Herculoids names are.
It's Gleep and Gloop or Gleep and Glorp or something like
Yeah, it's like the noise.
Something dumb like
Something,
that. Gleek
something.
is the monkey
that. Gleek's the monkey. That's true.
from
Yeah.
Space Ghost.
But anyway, this is a really good it's a really good comic. Art by Doc Shaner is just excellent. It's like
It looks like Alex Toth.
it looks a lot like Alex Toth. Yeah. But I'm really excited to read more of it. I
And
really want
Scooby-Doo
that.
Apocalypse came out this week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I've heard good things.
I want to give it a chance.
I do too.
I just need to buy it.
I don't like Shaggy's like
Look.
waxed curly
Yeah.
mustache. I don't care for that.
the
But
fact that Velma looks like a child.
yeah, I'm gonna give it a chance. And you know what? I have one more thing, but
That's fine.
We're actually good on time, so let's go ahead and take a break here. Well, I'll save it for next week. I'm sure next week I'll work through and not be able to have anything. So I'll just save it for next week. Okay, well let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some news. Hey, we're back. That was Dirty Deeds by AC/DC. And speaking of Dirty Deeds, let's talk about Captain America.
What?
He's been a bad guy in the comics.
all,
a bad boy.
all along,
Yep.
apparently.
Yeah, so we're going to get into some, like I mentioned earlier in the show, we're going to get into some comic talk because both Marvel and DC have done some pretty significant things with books that came out this week. I want to preface this by saying I haven't actually read these books yet.
No, this is all leaks and
Everything-
internet news.
Everything is leaked. Now, I will say as soon as we're done recording today, I'm going to hop in my car and drive to the shop and pick these up because I'm interested in these. But everything that we're discussing is all coming secondhand.
Yeah,
but it's
we
all
hit-
been leaked officially online, so...
In reviews, and people talking about, and people losing their literal poop.
Right.
They're collective poops.
Right. So let's start with the Captain America thing. Captain America #1 was released this week.
Yeah, I think it's called Steve Rogers,
Captain America #1. Yep.
Yeah.
Captain America #1.
Right. And it's written by Nick Spencer, who's a very good writer.
Yep.
He's a very good boy, usually.
Usually. But this week, and spoilers, if you want to pick up these books, although it's been spoiled on the internet, like Entertainment Weekly and stuff, it was revealed that Captain America has been a secret agent of Hydra, the evil near-Nazi organization from the Marvel Universe.
And keep in mind, this has no bearing on the films.
No, it has
at all.
no. This is all strictly comic book. But not only is he an agent of Hydra, he has been an agent of Hydra since the
World War
1930s, since World War II, since before he became Captain America.
Before he was born.
Like he was he was recruited to Hydra before getting the super soldier serum. That's how long he's been a Hydra agent. Or at least that's what they're saying in the comics. And the internet has not been kind to
No,
Nick Spencer
Nope.
They're
because
pretty
of it.
upset about it.
They're pretty upset. And
like if you don't think about it at all, yeah, it's upsetting.
yeah.
Because he's Mr. Good Guy. He's Mr. America.
Yeah,
literally Captain America.
And it contradicts all those times that he has spoken about how much he hated Hydra
And racism and fascism.
and all of that. And to have this happen, I can understand where people are coming from. I'm not fazed by it. Not at all.
because it's comics.
Because
It won't stick.
I've read comics for years. Do you remember when Captain America was a werewolf? He was a werewolf. There was a time when Captain America was a werewolf. Do you remember when the super soldier serum was actively killing him and he had to wear Captain America Iron Man armor because his nervous system was burning out? Do you remember that? Do you remember how that was going to stick? That didn't stick. Do you remember when he was killed but wasn't really killed but was sent
Yes.
through time
By a time bullet.
by a time bullet?
Time bullet.
Or, a year ago when he had all his super soldier serum drained out of
And
his
he
body.
became a 90-year-old man. Yeah.
Did that stick? Nope.
No, it stuck longer than I thought it was going to,
True.
but it didn't stick.
I love that bit in one of the Squirrel Girls where she's going to the Avengers HQ and he's there as an old man and there's like a blurb explaining that he's an old man now and that's an adventure of its own.
Yeah, I like that. But no, I'm not fazed by this. It's just a gimmick. And what there are 1,000,001 explanations of how they can explain this away. They could say, "Hey, okay, how many people in the Marvel universe can mind control?"
Red Skull.
Because he has part of Professor X's brain grafted to his brain.
Yep.
There's
and the
also,
Onslaught armor.
Yep. There is also the Purple Man. There is also Baron Strucker, who could do well, he couldn't mind control, but he was a master at post-hypnotic suggestion. Mm-hmm. In fact, there was an issue of X Factor years ago where they tried to mind wipe Multiple Man to become the perfect agent of Hydra because he could make multiples of himself anytime he's hit. That was his power.
Yep.
So I was like, what better way to be a Hydra agent?
To be a
attack
Hydra
one of us,
army.
and all of a sudden there's an army of us. It didn't stick.
No.
Like everything, it didn't stick.
Well, just like when Captain America was quote unquote killed. It's because his girlfriend was hypnotized by Skull.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a clone.
It could be a clone.
They said it
could
wasn't
be-
a clone, but it could still be a clone.
It could be that Captain America actually did die when he was shot during the death of Captain America, and this is
A different
person. It could be someone. It could be someone masquerading as Captain America. It could be this. It could be that. It could be.
It's Zartan.
It's Zartan. Nice. G.I. Joe tying it back in. Confirmed. G.I. Joe's part of the Marvel Universe again. Nailed it. It could be a million different things. I trust Nick Spencer to tell a compelling story. I think it. Let's be honest for a second. With the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Marvel movies being one of the biggest moneymakers for Disney and Marvel, do you seriously think that they're going to keep their A1 top superhero of the Avengers in one of their most successful franchises?
And
are they going to keep him a bad guy?
Center of the Avengers.
Are they going to keep him a bad guy?
No.
For any extended period of time? No. What we're going to get a bunch of people to buy this first issue, which mission accomplished. It's one of the ones I'm going to pick up this week because I got to know.
Yep, I'm gonna pick it up too.
It's going to sell a bunch of issues of that. It's going to sell a bunch of issues when Captain America fights the Avengers as a Hydra agent.
Captain Hydro boy.
Yeah, you're going to have an issue where the Falcon who is the current
Hitler.
Where the Falcon, who is still Captain America, because when Captain America became a 90-year-old man, the Falcon, Sam Wilson,
took on the mantle.
So that's where Captain America's actual shield is with the Falcon. That's why Cap has that other blue,
the weird heater shield.
Yeah, you're going to have an issue where the two Captain Americas fight each other, and eventually you're going to find out that it was mind control, or it's someone masquerading as Captain America, or maybe
it's just a big ruse,
or it's an parallel universe Captain America. Marvel's not above doing that. What if it's from a parallel universe?
It's Mirrorverse Captain America,
where Hydra won World War II, or the Nazis won World War II, and they've just made the jump. He somehow made the jump from his universe to this one and is masquerading as the actual Captain America. Think about that.
It's Captain America's evil twin that we never knew he had.
Yeah, it's
he shaved his goatee off so you wouldn't know.
Reed Rogers.
Reed Rogers.
But how many times have we seen superheroes go bad?
All the time. All the time.
It's just so they can get a blurb on headline news.
And again, mission accomplished because they did.
And people are mad.
It seems like more of a DC maneuver, but you know.
Oh yeah, speaking of DC, let's roll right into that. DC is relaunching has been planning for a while to relaunch all of their books back to issue ones
again.
It's something that happens every couple of years. It's again at this point it's just whatever. Yeah, I used to get upset about it. Now it's just something that happens. Well, this new one is called DC Rebirth, which makes me think all of the following miniseries that kind of ties up all the problems that Rebirth causes. It's got to be named after Birth.
Oh,
gross.
That was a bad joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's a bad joke.
Every new #1 is going to feature the superheroes literally being born.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, Superman's gonna be weird.
Anyway, let's get on to the news topic and away from
Wonder Woman. Not so weird.
Because they changed her backstory.
Oh, that's true.
That's right.
She's not Clay anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, DC Rebirth has a number of different. The first issue has a number of different things that have popped up in it. Wonder Woman. Speaking of Wonder Woman, has had a secret twin brother,
which is dumb.
Which is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
There's not one, not two, but three different separate Jokers that have been running around the DC universe, and that's why they're explaining that why one is super serious and violent, and one is a goofy clown, and one is
another Joker.
So which one cut his face off?
Yes. One of them cut his face off. One of them is the one that created Harley Quinn, which is why the other Jokers don't
like her,
care for her that much. Kind of like that. There were a couple others. They're explaining why they're reintroducing the original Justice Society, not the Earth 2, the reboot ones. Those are gone.
Oh,
like the weird space helmet Flash and the Green Lantern. That's also magic or whatever. That's gone. It's the original World War II with the helmet and the stuff. And
okay,
that's cool. That's coming back.
Allergy to wood.
Yeah, the wood allergy.
Wood allergy.
That's it. Yeah. That's a deep cut. That's a good call. I like that.
Way to go.
Good job. But the big one, and this is the one that, again, is causing a lot of controversy, although not too worried about it. What do you guys know about Watchmen, the comic series?
Not a whole lot. I know who the characters are and what their deals are, and that's about it.
I read the graphic novel.
Okay. So the Watchmen was It was created. It's from DC Comics, but it was its own.
Vertigo.
This was pre-Vertigo.
Was it pre-Vertigo? Okay.
Pre-Vertigo. It was a 12-issue miniseries made back in the mid-'80s by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. It was its own separate continuity. It has been completely separate from the entire DC universe, and it was an alternate take on the
mid-'80s
with superheroes.
It was originally going to have heroes from
Charlton Comics.
Yeah, that DC had just bought.
Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, that stuff. And I think the best decision DC made was that they didn't let Alan Moore make that book with those characters, that he had to create analogs for them. You've probably seen the movie, or at least seen trailers for the movie, because the trailers looked really good. Rorschach, Night Owl, Dr. Manhattan,
Silk Spectre 2,
Rorschach.
Comedian.
No, Ozymandias.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, it's always been separate, and it's always been one of those things where it is one of the defining points in comic book history because it's really good.
They teach it in college.
Yeah, there are college courses on it. A couple years ago, DC came out with a bunch of before Watchmen, like a bunch of prequel miniseries.
Everybody had their panties in a twist. About it.
Universally panned. I've heard a lot of them weren't very good. The thing with Watchmen is it doesn't need anything else.
It's done.
It's its own contained story. Well, there was a throwaway line at the end of the Watchmen where Dr. Manhattan, the only hero with superpowers, and he had like all of the superpowers. He could just create matter out of nothing.
He's the blue naked man.
He's the blue naked guy. He makes a mention that once what's done is done, they ask him to stick around. He goes, no, I've recently become interested in human life again. I think I'm going to go somewhere and create some. Meaning he's going to go create his own universe, his own planet, whatever. Well, this DC Rebirth is stating that the DC universe.
Maybe he was just saying he wanted to go get laid.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
he didn't have a problem with that.
He did not have a problem with that. Anyway, the DC universe, the DC Rebirth is stating that the DC universe was created.
It's the end of the Watchmen. He's like, we're all gonna get laid.
Can I finish this thought? Can I finish this thought? Thank you. Dr. Manhattan created the DC universe, that he is the god of the DC universe, because when he says he's going to go off and create life, the universe with the Green Lanterns and the Supermans and the everything.
All his idea.
And a lot of people got bent out of shape right off the bat. Now, and I'll be honest, I was one of them. I was like, no, they don't need to be part of this. It's its own separate thing. It doesn't need to be here. It doesn't. But the more I've thought about it, the more I've relaxed on the idea, with one caveat. Fine. Dr. Manhattan, the most powerful, greatest, bluest, nakedest dude in the world.
Universe.
The man with the bluest dingus.
Yeah. He created the DC universe. Fine. It would explain why there are constant reboots, because he was a scientist and he's constantly trying to make things better and correcting problems where he sees fit. And hey, he's using his power to adjust the universe and kind of make tweaks here and there as he goes. Whatever. Let that be it. I do not want to see any of the Watchmen characters pop up in main DC continuity. I don't want Superman hobnobbing with Night Owl. I don't want Batman and Rorschach grumbling at each other. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't need it. I think you want to have this tie to that book. Fine. It makes sense. It actually makes sense in the Green Lantern storyline, because the Guardians of the Universe, the little blue guys, the reason why they decided to protect the universe was because one of their members, Krona, was a scientist, decided, I want to see the creation of the universe. And the creation of the universe in the DC universe has always been two giant galactic hands, like, forming the universe. Why not? Why can't it be Dr. Manhattan's hands? Why not?
Boom,
who cares?
Done.
I just want that to be it. I don't want any other bit of the Watchmen to pop up in the main DC continuity. Doesn't need to happen.
Will it? Probably.
It will. Oh, it absolutely will. There've already been there was a leaked that book was completely leaked online last week, and there was a shot of Batman holding like the Watchmen smiley faced pin with the blood stain on it.
Yep.
Which that was not really even I mean, it's iconic for the comic book cover, and that's how the book started. But
that's the only time you ever see it.
Why? Why would that? Why would you? Why?
Because it makes a good image.
Dumb. That's dumb. But again, I'm not worried about it, because in a couple of years it's going to get retconned out anyway. Yeah. It's gonna get reversed, and that's just it. That's the way.
Maybe we'll loop back around to the Bruce Timmiverse.
That would be well. Hey, that would be cool. But again, I'm going to read this for myself and form opinions after I do that. But for now, I'm not sweating it like most people are. Maybe I'm becoming less of a comics fan because I'm not worried about it.
You're just becoming more jaded.
Maybe I'm just growing up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
it's not worth getting upset about because they'll change it in 2 weeks. Like
exactly.
When
not
sales
2 weeks,
dip.
but yeah, as soon as sales dip.
Yeah. So whatever. But hey, we covered it, and
Boom.
There you go.
boom, it's covered. Let's keep talking about comics though. I'm on a tear. Let's talk about comics. So
Okay.
Tear.
Titan Comics is an independent publisher. They do a bunch of little books here and there, and they have recently announced a new comic based on Sherlock Holmes's older and smarter brother, Mycroft Holmes, or Microsoft Holmes.
Minecraft Holmes.
Minecraft Holmes. That's it. He's a block man.
Yeah. Steve Holmes.
Yeah. So you might have recognized Mycroft from the second Sherlock Holmes movie that Robert Downey Jr. was in. He was played by
Stephen Fry. Or if you're a fan of the BBC Sherlock series, he pops up a lot.
Yeah, he's in the Cumberbatch Sherlock.
Mm-hmm. Or if you've read Legion of Extraordinary Gentlemen. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Thank you. Still have Legion of Superheroes on the mind for some reason. If you've read that book, that's actually where that's their contact, their British intelligence contact is Mycroft Holmes.
Or you just read Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Anyways, well that too. Anyway,
Why would you do that?
Yeah. Anyway, the comic is called Mycroft Holmes and the Apocalypse Handbook. Now, why are we bringing this up? Not because the subject matter is particularly interesting to any of us or whatever.
Although it looks really cool.
It looks really cool.
The
It looks
cover
very
is
steampunky.
cool.
It's punky. It's very cool. It is written by
basketball great,
Kareem Abdul Jabbar.
which sounds ridiculous.
It sounds like a joke,
but
he is a noted Sherlock Holmes scholar.
dude knows his Sherlock Holmes.
He has written a prose novel about Sherlock Holmes. He's a very smart guy. He's written in the New York Times. He's been published here and there, all over the place.
He was in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
He was in Airplane.
Yeah.
He studied Jeet Kune Do with Bruce Lee.
And was in Enter the Dragon.
Was in Enter the Dragon, left that giant footprint. He was in the second Conan the Barbarian movie.
Oh yeah.
He's the real
Conan the Destroyer.
He's the real Chuck Norris.
He is.
All those Chuck Norris jokes, they're actually about Kareem Abdul Jabbar.
It's really Kareem Abdul Jabbar. Yeah. Sweetest dunks in basketball history.
And apparently
that too.
deductions. The science of deductions.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah. So yeah, we're getting a Sherlock Holmes.
I always want to say Minecraft Holmes. every
Mycroft
time.
Holmes
Yeah.
and the Apocalypse Handbook.
It sounds cool.
It sounds really cool. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Just the fact that Kareem Abdul Jabbar is actually is the fact that he wrote it it's enough to pick it up.
Yeah. Now he is getting some help. I think this Raymond Obsfeld he's co-writing it with him, but I imagine that's more because he's writing. He's not used to writing. This is his first comic book, so he's probably not used to writing for
a
comic book.
visual medium.
You see that every once in a while, like Drax, the Marvel comic, is being written by CM Punk, but it's also being written by someone else who's helping
Gibson
him with that.
just wrote a comic recently. I don't know if he did it with anybody else. But
I'm sure he had some kind of help because writing for comics is kind of difficult. It's like a weird mashup between prose and movie screenplay writing.
It's somewhere between a screenplay and a storyboard.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird writing. But I'm looking forward to this. This is really weird and interesting, and yeah, I'm excited.
It seems like it was a tailor-made news story for us. To cover.
It really does.
It's weird enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. I'm hyped for it. Why not?
And that about covers all our comic stuff.
It kind of does. Yeah.
We got a couple video game things to hit in the last 10 minutes we got.
Yeah. Sure.
There's a Kickstarter for a thing called Gamebob.
Yeah.
Not Game Boy.
Just saw this the other day. Yeah.
It's a portable NES, basically, that looks like a really big old school Game Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks really cool.
Which this isn't a new thing. Like, I think
It's been done before.
Hyperkin Retron people have made a a console like this, but this is the first time it's made to look so good.
Mm-hmm. They've also done Super Nintendo. I've actually seen those in stores.
Yeah, that is Superboy.
Superboys. Those are neat. But no, this is a really cool project, I think.
Yeah, and it's on Kickstarter. Did we mention that?
Yeah, I think we did mention that. It is to buy it, it's like $80, which is not bad.
No, it's reasonable.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited. That's really cool. I don't know if I'll get it.
Yeah, I don't think I would use it, honestly.
Yeah, but I know that people would.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
It kind of harkens back to the old Sega Nomad days.
Yeah, except I'm sure it doesn't eat batteries as hard as the Sega Nomad.
God.
What is it, like 6 batteries every hour?
Something like
hour
that.
and a half?
Oh,
it was
man.
disgusting.
Oh, man.
Say the Game Gear was bad, too, but it wasn't as bad as the Nomad.
You want to talk about, I owned a Game Gear for a short time in my life. Let me tell you the inciting reason that I got rid of the Game Gear. I sat and played. There was a game called Rise Star.
Rise Star rules.
Rise Star was awesome. I wish they would have done more with the character, but there was a Game Gear version of Rise Star, and I sat and I played and I played and I played, got to the final level, and that game didn't have saves. It was a password system, but you had to beat a special level to get the password
to even be able to continue.
Right. So, and the special levels were notoriously difficult to beat.
Probably
so
like
you
the
just
Sonic
kind
ones
of
are.
So you just kind of blow through it. You got to sit and play it in one game, or you're done for. And this was before the internet. This was like, well, not before the internet, but this was before I had ready access
the internet
to
was probably a bunch
the
of
internet.
bulletin boards and like
Right.
You know.
Like it was.
Right. Well, I was a little kid, so I was playing it. Played. Put brand new batteries in the Game Gear. Like, I was like, okay, we're doing this. Got to the final boss. Got to the final hit of the final boss. And my batteries died, and I was like, nope, I am done. Never again.
When I was a kid, I would have just cried like a baby.
I didn't
never hurt me
cry, but
again.
I didn't cry. I got mad. I was like, nope. Take this to the game store. I am done. I am
not
done.
want this
Never
device.
again. Go away. No.
I had the AC adapter.
Lucky.
Which
You're
I
lucky.
didn't have a Game Gear till I was like in junior high. I traded some kid something dumb for
some Pokemon cards.
it was something
Shiny
I don't remember. It was
Charizard.
something I didn't give a crap about, and he totally got screwed on the trade because I got his Game Gear and like a whole pile of games.
Oh, that's awesome.
Jeez.
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't even remember what I traded him.
Wow. I wish I had trades like that when I was a kid. You hear about that all the time.
It
but-
was the same kid that traded me Star Wars Shadows of the Empire for Final Fantasy 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which was a good
That was
good trade for me
It's
again.
a good trade. Yeah, for sure. Gee, many Christmas. Wow.
I feel like you're taking advantage of this kid.
Another of our friends traded him that that Ice Planet Lego set, the big ship.
Oh,
for the
yeah.
ice people with the orange transparent chainsaws.
I remember those.
Yeah.
Yes.
He traded Curse of Monkey Island for that ship.
Whoa.
That huge Lego set, that like $200 Lego set.
Jeez. Wow. That's
Seriously.
that's crazy.
What the crap?
And then over the phone, he basically spoiled all the puzzles to Monkey Island. Because he'd get stuck and call him, and then he'd just tell him what to do, and then the game was over, in 2 hours, because that's how adventure games work, if you know all the answers.
Right. Yeah. Jeez. God, I'm trying to think if I ever had any trades like that.
Nope. I had people steal stuff from me all the time.
Oh.
Aw.
That's rough.
I had a $50 magic card. Poof. Gone on the school bus.
Aw.
My brother had a first edition holographic Blastoise stolen from him at school.
Oh, man.
Thing's probably worth hundreds of dollars now.
No, because people just want the Charizards. They don't care about the Blastoise. I care about the Blastoise, but no one else does.
We had a ton of first edition Pokemon cards because we bought those as soon as they came
Oh
out.
yeah, I
Oh, that's cool.
like my circle of friends were like deep into that.
See,
stuff.
I wasn't a Magic. I wasn't a Pokemon card. I did Magic briefly.
I did a little bit too.
I think everybody of our age group
tried it.
has tried Magic the Gathering. Didn't stick. Did not stick.
I don't know. I have friends that still play it.
I'd play a pickup game if I had the cards, but I wouldn't get into it.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't know what to do to get back into it.
I'd play a pickup game of Pokemon if I.
Yeah.
On it, yeah, I know, right?
Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I sold the last of my Magic cards at a garage sale last year because they've just been sitting in a box.
Yeah.
And a friend of ours, Josh, got a hold of me out of nowhere saying, "Hey, do you have any of like this stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, I think so." But yeah, I haven't thought about that. God, I haven't thought about Magic cards in a long time.
I still have
Like,
a couple
legitimately.
Pokemon decks somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been tempted to try to pick up those 20th anniversary reprints.
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I picked up a couple pre-built decks just to play,
Oh, that's cool.
back when I was in college.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
And
that
we
would be
did a
good
couple
time.
times.
That,
It was
that's
fun.
cool. Yeah, as long as you didn't spend too much money on it, I think that's whatever.
And this has been Pokemon TCG talk.
Yeah,
It's a good trading card game. It really is.
It was. I mean,
I
it
will
was,
take your word for it.
It was simple magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really was.
Magic can get so complicated that it gets boring. It's like, oh, I got to tap all this. It's a lot to juggle, and it's boring.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I watched a couple of Magic the Gathering games, the Geek and Sundry channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
They had one show that was just this one guy playing different geek celebrity types in Magic the Gathering. A lot of them have never played or whatever. And by watching that, I realized that I was not playing the game right. My friends and I at the time, no, not even close.
I probably was playing it wrong too.
Yeah.
Yep, I know for a fact that I was playing it wrong.
Sure.
I just remember at one point we were playing a 4-person game in a friend's basement, and about halfway through it dawned on me I could be doing anything other than this, and it would be more fun.
I think I had a similar epiphany at some point. Yeah.
And I just kind of dropped out of the game, and then I never played Magic again.
That's pretty much how I went with it.
Yeah.
I sold my cards in high school, and I played a little bit a few years ago when I after work, but after that I was just like, eh.
I almost got back into it when I worked at the comic shop. Almost. But
Yeah.
I was like,
It's tempting when
Dude,
they're
do you
it is
remember
tempting
all
when
those
they're right
Yu-Gi-Oh
there.
cards I used to have?
I did not
Those-
know you had Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was back when we used to have Yu-Gi-Oh nights, and I was hustling kids
That's
to buy
right.
my cards.
That's right. Yeah,
It's time to
I remember that at the shop.
duel.
Yeah.
And then what's his face stole my binders.
Who?
Oh God, I can't remember his name.
Don't call him out on the air.
I'm not calling him
I'll
out.
cut it. No. We'll talk after
Yeah.
because anyway, we have one more news story real quick. that was card talk.
Yeah.
But no, we have one more news story. Mighty Number
Card talk with Tip and Tap, the Tappet brothers.
No, there's been a Mighty Number 9 trailer that came out. Now we've talked about Mighty Number 9 constantly. It was that Kickstarter it has become a learning tool of how not to run Kickstarters.
And market your game after the fact.
As longtime listeners will know, I spent money for this game, and it's been pushed back, and finally it looks like it's going to get a release eventually.
Although I
soon.
wouldn't be terribly surprised if it got pushed back again.
I wouldn't. Well, in 1 month. It's supposed to be June
21st, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So 1 month away, and I'm not getting my hopes up. The trailer's not very good.
Yeah, they did a trailer, and it looks like something out of the 90s and not in a good way.
Yeah.
I think I said it looks like a trailer for maybe a Bubsy game.
Right, yeah.
There's an announcer through the whole thing that kind of sounds like your dad, like anybody's dad trying to make you excited about the game.
What was that one quote that you sent over the messenger?
You'll make your enemies cry like an anime fan on prom night. For a game that
Caters towards anime fans.
yeah, the characters are basically anime characters. It's like you don't even know what you're selling.
It's almost like they're actively trying to get people to not buy this game because they know it's bad.
And the graphics look bad.
Yeah, that's what you keep saying.
All the character models are extremely low poly and not in a stylized cool looking way.
I remember
Like
playing
in a
through
lazy way.
I remember playing
Yeah.
through the demo, and that demo was garbage.
Oh,
That
yeah.
demo was not
Oh
good.
man, you were super mad about that demo.
Yeah, I really was.
I don't like the dash mechanic that they've come up with.
No,
I
it's
mean
not.
they're trying to differentiate it from Mega Man, which is not anything anyone wanted.
Right, everyone wanted Mega Man.
Yeah, which is what they advertised. It's basically a new Mega Man.
It's Mega Man with a different looking face. That's it. But no, they added all this weird extra, like online multiplayer. Who in the hell's going to want to play online multiplayer of Mighty Number 9?
Yeah.
No one. That's who. And I'm sure that their netcode is going to be bad, so...
Yeah, because they've already delayed it 3 times because of the online multiplayer.
So it's going to be super laggy and real bad.
They actually delayed it to work on their cheese pizza explosion technology.
You were telling me it looks like cheese pizza.
Yeah, it looks like cheap pizza. It looks like a cheese pizza from Chuck E. Cheese, the explosion.
Gosh. Real bad. So
it's just so weird because you got an established creator and a ton of money that they got on this Kickstarter, and it looks like they couldn't do it.
Yeah,
it's just been one giant train wreck after another.
And they have another game coming out soon too. Good. Or no, they have one that they funded and is supposedly supposed. It's that
Red Ash, which is like a Mega Man Legends-esque game,
and it's going to be this bad too.
Yeah,
just I'm regretting the money that I put down like almost 3 years ago on it. That's not a joke. I paid for this almost 3 years ago.
Yeah,
it should not have taken this long for them to make this game.
Yeah, I made myself choose between Mighty Number 9 and then the Shantae.
And you made the right choice.
Yeah, Half Genie Hero, and I'm like, Shantae needs it more, and I like Way Forward better.
Yeah.
And
Shantae is a much better game too. I like that game a lot.
It's not done yet either.
Oh, it's not? What was the game that I played then?
Was it Risky's Revenge?
Yeah, I think so.
That came out shortly after the Kickstarter.
Okay.
They've been working on that before.
Gotcha. Okay.
The new one doesn't have sprites. It's hand drawn like
DuckTales. It is. Oh wow! All right.
Remastered was
very
nice.
Cool. Very cool.
It's not done yet either, but they email progress and it looks good, and there's a lot of. It's really close to being done.
Cool. Well, very good.
It's got more faith in it than Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like hot garbage.
I wish I would have backed something else, or just save my money. I could have done many other dumber things
with $15.
Yeah,
you could have gave it to me.
It's a good thing you didn't boost it up to get the USB drive.
I almost did that. That would have been a mistake.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I think we've hit our time, so let's head on out of here. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us at Facebook at facebook.com/Nerd Overload website.
You can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com. Samantha's not here to talk about it, but hey, that's all right.
I totally blanked out, or I would have picked it up. You can tweet at us at nerd_overload.
Yep, and we are on iTunes and Stitcher and WZMOFM.com on Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 9 p.m.
Pete's out.
Pete's out. That's it. See you next week.